I wanted to talk about what I'm calling the 5 secrets of the chakras. They're not really secrets based on mystical information. They are secrets that are more hidden in plain sight. Over the years, people have written and read many books about chakras. There are some really great books that are available. And conceptually, we learn that we have energy centers, and that those energy centers are related to glands, that they have colors associated, they have tones associated, and they interact with the body in a certain way. What we might not realize, and maybe there's not so much information available about the fact that we can utilize the chakras in certain ways. We can regulate them, and that they can be used to create certain effects and reactions in our day-to-day life, both in the short term and also over time. The first secret of the chakras that's actually hidden in plain sight is the fact that we can regulate and utilize the function of the chakras to achieve different types of objectives, goals. This is similar to how we learn to use our body as infants. We're born, we don't really know specifically how to use our legs and our hands and to do certain things like open and close our eyes or swallow. We do these things automatically, and then over time we learn how to walk, or we learn how to close our hand or pick something up. And then we realize we're doing that, and then consciously we can do certain things on purpose that are enhancing our experience of day-to-day life, like playing a musical instrument or drawing, doing art. We learn how to refine the movements that at one time we just learned in a more gross way. We can learn how to utilize the chakras in a similar fashion. They're there, they're moving and energizing the body, but we can consciously connect to the chakras and then use the energy and use the function of the chakra for different purposes, different life-enhancing, life-changing purposes. So the second secret, hidden in plain sight, is that we can utilize the chakra for specific purposes. So physically, we can tune into the chakras, connect with our mind and our intention, and balance the chakras so that we can create more harmony in the glandular system, in the hormonal function. We can interact with the chakras to regulate energy levels. So if we're feeling tired, we can utilize the chakras to bring our energy level up. If we're exerting energy, like we're on a strenuous walk, we can quickly tune into the chakras, again, to boost the energy. Emotionally, we can regulate and keep our negative emotions more even. So we can calm down anger. We can calm down impatience. We can reduce anxiety, and also we can reduce the level of overwhelm. So when we feel like we're being overworked, being over demanded in our life, that we can reduce that, we can calm all that and create a more balanced flow. This is all happening because we can connect our consciousness to the chakra, and we can have reliable and concrete ways to know that this interaction is taking place, that it's real and not imaginary. Mentally, we can use the chakra energy to create more focus, more concentration. And I find that to be very useful. Over time, we can neutralize restrictive beliefs. Somehow when we work with the chakra, we bring it to balance. We help the energy of the chakra distribute into the physical body, into the nervous system. Then it helps to relax and open up our perception. And again, helping to reduce and neutralize restrictive beliefs that we have that are holding us back day to day. An example of restrictive belief is just how we look at ourselves, and we believe that we're not able to do certain things, or possibly the things we're doing are lesser value than what we see others around us doing. And so as we open up and our perception expands, we're able to see that a lot of the things that we're doing are of a lot higher value than we originally thought, because our thought process was always diminishing. It was conditioned that way, it was trained that way. And now we can relax and see that actually there's a much higher value. And that can be very useful for everyone. All these changes that are possible physically, emotionally, and mentally can occur from balancing any of the chakras, harmonizing any of the chakras. And it can also be individual chakras. So, of course, the mental ones would be more in the head, the upper three chakras. The emotional ones would be second, third, and fourth. And the physical ones, they would be the root, second, and third, but also could be the fourth. So, again, it's looking at each individual chakra sometimes and noticing the particular effect of that chakra, but then there are tremendous value and qualities that come from harmonizing the whole entire system. Because in the end, that whole system works together. If one is overactive, it's possibly drawing from another. If one is underactive, it's putting a strain on the others. So the first value, after we learn how to interact with the chakras, is to realize how to harmonize the whole system and the potential and value that that has. And then once we have that in our experience and we have confidence in that, we can then utilize individual chakras for more specific effects. So for perceptions, we can use some of the upper chakras. For clarity of our emotions and our calmness of our emotions, we can use the middle chakras. And for physical power, we can use the lower chakras, including the third. The third secret that's hidden in plain sight is that we can interact with the chakras to create spiritual growth and insight. And that means acquiring knowledge and insight that just comes from our own observation, our own realizations, not necessarily from books, not necessarily from teachers, although those sources are useful and recommended. And at the same time, a lot of times what is missing is the ability to rely on what you're able to see yourself. Opening up the chakra flow also changes our body chemistry. And together with those two changes, we're able to have spiritual insight, consciousness development, growth expansion. Useful day to day and also in real time is the next secret hidden in plain sight, and that is relationships. So as we know, relationships have periods of friction, periods of indifference, and when we learn how the chakras are interacting with our surroundings and with our relationships, we can adjust those chakras to create better flow, better communication, better sensation, more openness. We can reduce the amount of friction, and we can expand the amount of tolerance that we have for others, their habits, environment, and that's, of course, very useful. We can reduce codependency because balancing our system makes us more self-reliant. Last but not least is that we can utilize the chakra vibration, chakra energy, in order to create and contribute to large-scale social change, planetary change. Now, this one is a little bit more abstract, possibly for some people, but when you're working with these type of frequencies, it gives you leverage. So your thought, your intention, has more potency than the thoughts and intentions maybe that when we're just concerned with our day-to-day activities, driving a car, preparing a meal. Of course, we can be in higher states doing any of these things. However, when we're focusing our attention on improving the quality of the environment, helping to raise consciousness so that we can have a more peaceful and harmonic society, these are things that I find that everyone in an awakening state has interest in. So as we enter into this connection with the chakras, our frequencies expand, and those expanded frequencies give us leverage. So we can get a great effect with this type of more passive, in a sense, energy, passive activity than we could, let's say, if we go out protesting, or we're complaining, or we're getting angry. We can raise our frequency, and we can input this into the planetary mind, the global mind, and we can get a leveraged effect to help make change. So I hope you enjoy these secrets that are hidden in plain sight, and I hope that some of these ideas might inspire you to investigate further how to connect, how to utilize, how to regulate chakras, because one of the things that I had to discover that wasn't clear to me was that you can do that. You can participate in how they're functioning and utilize them like you would utilize your muscles, you would utilize your grip. You can utilize the refinement of your dexterity for playing a musical instrument, building, carpentry, all the things that we do as human beings. And so we have that ability to interact energetically utilizing our chakra system.